Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Tammy Dunn, your workplace communication coach, and I wanted to come in today and share with you that this is an important week. We're talking about Workplace Bullying Awareness Week. But I want to go a little farther because awareness, while it is so important, and I don't want to distract from all the great work that's happening this week, I just want to let you know awareness is not enough. Awareness is going to help put words into our mouths to help explain what's going on with us. And it's going to help us understand the behaviors we should be looking for and to help identify if it's a bully or not a bully and how in order to intervene. But without action, then awareness is without any endpoint. And so today I wanted to talk about we need to go beyond the awareness and we need to look at actions. So what are you as an individual doing when you see or experience bullying? What are you as an organization doing when you get reports of bullying? And I can share from a lot of personal experience, there's been a lot of lack in both of these areas. So that's why it's so important for me to help workplaces create better people through developing communication skills. Now, I want to make sure you get some skills today because I don't want to just come in here with a public service announcement as to why I think awareness is important, but action is best. I want to make sure you leave this live with content that you can implement today. All right. So I'm going to give you a little bit of theory and a little bit of context, and I want to give you something you can use today. Now, I am coming in using StreamYard. So if you do add a comment, most of the comments will come through. You may have to give StreamYard permission for me to see your name, and that's fine. And if not, if I don't see them, I will come back to all the live streams because I'm currently live in LinkedIn, Facebook, and my YouTube station, making sure that we spread this message as far and wide as we can. And you, of course, are part of that solution. Now, just a quick backtrack. I am an ex-target of workplace bullying, and when it first started, I did not know the signs, and that's why awareness is so important this week. As I said, I don't want to distract from that because understanding that a bad boss might be a bully, micromanaging might be a bully. It can also be a bad date, but just recognizing that there are signs that we need to be communicating about, sharing with our employees about, telling them that it's safe to bring these concerns forward, and mentoring people on how to have conversations. So as I was saying, I didn't know that I was being bullied. I thought I just had the bad boss, the someone who is promoted without training, someone who is too young to understand how to lead, someone who doesn't have any leadership experience. And so there were a lot of ways in which I could rationalize away the behavior and to also think that I was managing. And so there's two sides to the awareness piece. Long story short, at the 2-year mark, because I was with this person for almost 4 years, at the 2-year mark is when I found out I had a bully boss because a colleague had shared with me that she was warned not to befriend me when she came to the organization. And she was sharing how she was happy she got to know me. And I'm thankful that she did, because that was the moment I realized that I was dealing with something bigger. And it made me realize that the things I'd been trying were not successful. And now I understood why. Okay, so awareness helped me to put into perspective what I was dealing with. Awareness did not improve my ability to deal with things. Instead, I just kept doing the same thing over and over, louder, with more zest, would file more grievances. I kept doing the same processes because I didn't have a different action. So here's why I want to talk to you about action today. When someone shares that they're being bullied, I don't take offense to that word. I know that's a heavy word and we don't want to throw that word around. What I hear when someone tells me they're bullied, and I hope this helps you position yourself to support somebody, is that their capacity to deal with the situation is overrun. They are lacking skill, courage, confidence, trust, safety, the words. There is something in their tool belt that's missing in order to be able to approach and resolve the issues that they're having. So when someone tells me they have a workplace bully situation, honor them. This is one of the tools I want to give you today. Honor that person for taking the step to share with you, because I will promise you they have been struggling with this situation for far longer. And they finally have at the point where they can no longer deal with this alone in silence, that they need help. So when they come to you, they've already struggled for a very long time. So what they're needing from you is safety. What they're needing from you is to be validated and to feel heard. So the best thing you can do for them is to thank them for having the courage and the safety in your relationship to share what they're going through. Thanking them will let them feel like they don't have to be alone, because what happens is targets of workplace bullying often will self-isolate because they start to lose trust and faith in other relationships, and they start to doubt, and they become hypervigilant, and it becomes a vicious cycle. Then they feel alone. And so what they're needing is to not feel alone in this moment. So simply thanking them and honoring their experience for whatever they are sharing is an important first step. Now, the second thing is you're going to have your own thoughts going on as soon as somebody uses the word bully. Some people are extremely averse to that word, and it has a lot of weight. Maybe you've had your own personal experience being called a bully. If you are in leadership, that's quite possible, because we know the stats say more than 7 out of 10 of you will get a claim of bullying against you at some point in your career. So you may have your own experience with this word and how it has caused some chaos in your own life and your career. Honor your reaction as well. So that's the second thing I want to just recognize for you. When you're giving space for somebody else, know that you need to also give space for yourself in this moment to honor your thoughts and feelings, and then be able to set them aside so you can be with your employee or the person who's come to you, a colleague, to then go into the next step. Now, I want to just emphasize that you don't have to have the answers. You don't have to agree with their assessment. You don't have to believe what they're telling you. What you do have to do is honor them for being brave enough to come to you and share this, right? So this is part of that noise that you're going to have to filter through. You might go, oh my gosh, in your head, I know this person. They would never act that way. Where is this coming from? And then your doubts are coming in, and your lens of seeing this bully claim are going to be clouded because of your experience and your relationship with one person. I always tell my students when I was nursing in clinical, just to bring in a live example, we get to a floor, and of course, inevitably on every unit, there's don't talk to that nurse, don't call that doctor. There's all these boundaries that they're sharing out of genuine care and concern for the new nurse to protect them. But it's creating tension in a relationship that hasn't even had a chance to grow, right? So I would always tell my students, give yourself permission to make your own first impression, receive it, thank them, put that in the box it belongs, and then be in this relationship and learn your relationship with them. So the same thing with the leader. You may have your own personal relationship with ex-employee, and now this one is coming to you saying that this guy's causing a problem, and you're having doubts because you're linked over here. Leave that relationship aside. Come and focus in this one. This is their lived experience. So honoring them is simply acknowledging that you hear they're having a concern and that you're going to help. What does help look like? Here's the next thing I want to talk about. Committing to a plan. As an organization, when a claim of workplace bullying comes to you, you have a responsibility to ensure psychological safety for everybody. All right. So that's not just the person who's bringing a claim forward. That's not just yourself in this moment. If you're having your own personal reaction, it's also for the person who's being a claim against them. We have a responsibility to create psychological safety for everybody. When someone brings a claim forward, that is the time to do an investigation and commit to the plan and the policies that you have in your organization. We're not talking big, elaborate investigations, bring in outside forces. We're talking take a walk around. Observe some things. Ask the person who's just brought this to you, ask them what they would like to see. While you are gathering your information, because you need to do some sort of investigation, ask the person how you can make it safe for them for now, right? Because remember, they've come to you after sitting with this for such a long time. They're probably at their last nerve, and it's very thin. They may need time off. They may need to work from home for a while. Perhaps they need an alternate work location while this is kind of being looked at, okay? Where in your role as a leader can you flex to make sure that they're safe throughout this process without causing more trauma? We don't want to keep subjecting them to that same environment under that same person or working beside that same person if they've just come to you and said, listen, I'm really struggling. Now, the second thing is I believe in mentorship. When you ask them what they're looking for, if they say, I just need this to stop, let's do a little bit more investigation as to what they've done already. If they haven't had a conversation, I would encourage you to mentor and role play with them on how they can bring this conversation to light with the person. For me, that's an expectation that we have lowest level conversations, providing there's no physical threat. And so this is what I help people with. This is what I help organizations with, is how to have these hard conversations and keep your relationships intact. That is a skill set. And if you're able to role play that and model it with your employee, encouraging them to have this conversation, building their skill set, building their capacity, they now have ownership in the outcome, and they get to build, they get to elevate, they get to feel the pride when they solve the problem. So asking them what they would like is going to help you give clues as to what they've done already, but then ask, what have you tried already as well? That's the follow-up question. And then that interim plan. And then the last thing is to commit to following up. When will we get back together? What can you expect from me? What would be reasonable timelines? And how would you like to follow up? So just making sure that we're always connecting in with that person, that they're safe, they feel valued, they feel respected, and they know that you're doing something. All right. So I just wanted to share this with you today. It's such an important week, Workplace Bullying Awareness Week. But please note, awareness is the beginning. We need to take action. We need to create psychologically safe places where people can bring their concerns forward and know that their leadership is going to listen and honor them. And in fact, I personally would love it if people in my organization were to come to me and say, hey, listen, there's something going on we need to fix. Because we know if the people aren't happy, the clients aren't happy. And if the clients aren't happy, the stakeholders aren't happy. Everyone is intertwined. So let me know what you think. Put your comments below. Share with us your best strategies and how you've dealt with workplace bully claims. And, together we're stronger. So it's always great to share what works for you. Make it a great day, guys. Oh, wait, actually, one more thing before I go. In anticipation, so this is an important week. November 8th to the 12th is your next important week, because I'm bringing in a bunch of speakers to the Leadership Communication Expo. And inside each of those sessions, there are gems that are going to help you move the needle towards safer, better workplaces. So make sure you are paying attention to this page, because we're going to be announcing registration soon. Take care.